Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Guys Connect. We're excited to be back again. I'm so excited today, specifically because I have a wonderful team around today. Some old friends, some new friends are on the set this morning. I'm ready to go ahead to introduce them. I have, for the first time on Guys Connect, I have a good friend of mine, Yomski. Yoma is here today. Thank you very much. And also,
Thank you very much.
another very good friend of mine, Michael Chibox. Thank you for coming. And of course, your co-host is still here. PK.
Thank you.
I'm back again after a bit of absence. We have PKDX.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we're sitting today to discuss very important conversation. We've had some feedback. I've been engaging a couple of men and even women. Especially I'm sure the women will actually be interested in this because we have conversation, because you can go several ways. Commitment. We're talking about why are men afraid of commitment, or are men afraid of commitment? Some will argue that yes. Most ladies will argue from those who have engaged that men, when it comes to relationship aspect, they're afraid of commitment. And commitment could be relationship, marriage, even generally about other stuff. So I'd like the guys to engage the why are men really afraid of commitment? Or are they not? Who would like to go? Yoma, I'd like to hear from you. So, are men afraid of commitment? What's your thoughts?
So, thank you very much, Seth. I would say there's a great concern for me with some of the people I'm engaging these days about when it comes to committed relationship. And because of some of the, young ladies that I happen to discuss with, mentor and all that, I hear these things of time to time that they will do everything, or to commit, they will not commit. And I'm like, I hear them, they're over 30, and then I try to look at myself because I'm my first example, right? In the sense to I told myself initially that I wanted to get married at 27, but I didn't marry until 29. And when they hear it now that I got married at 29, they're looking at me like, how did you do it? Like, how did you do it? So it's still, I'm still shocked. Personally, I would like to know because it doesn't make sense to me.
Do you think men are afraid of commitment?
I think it's challenging for men in today's world for one of many reasons. Number one is that women are they are more and more difficult to discern. There's this facade that all of the women we have now are modern women. They have this feminist postmodern thoughts. But then when you engage with them deeply, you realize that they don't follow these ideologies. So sometimes you don't even know who you're dealing with. You don't know how the ideologies are evolving. And you don't know if this person will stay the same way. I mean, maybe they're trying out the ideology in the first days and it's easy, it's happy. But then when they realize the responsibility of things like splitting the bills or other things, and they want to retrace the steps. And number two, which I'll just pause here for now, is the issue around choice. We live in a global world now, everyone's connected. So men now have more choices. They have a larger pool to choose for. And it could be challenging making the right choice.
So it's like a boy in the candy shop. We see so much candy and sometimes struggling to know pick which one. I'd like to hear from Chibox. I know it's someone who has very, very interesting thoughts. So I'd like to go into your head and hear your thoughts.
I mean, I like that last angle of men having and how they say that men can date down and date up. Basically date people below their class and above. But women always want to date up, or at least on the same level. So I think that can be part of the issue when you have so many choices to pick from. But I think personally, I feel like women feel, men think. So when you ask a man, what do you feel about this thing? The truth is, men are more logical. So in commitment, men are thinking, can I afford this relationship? It takes a lot to be committed. True. You are thinking, what does it take to be committed? I need to basically be taking care of this woman emotionally, financially. There are different things before I commit. And women will say, oh, commit, but you are also saying you have standards. So if I'm considering your standards, I'm considering am I able to meet up just like there's so many the dynamics are a lot to bring about
that's very, very valid. I'd like to hear okay. I know you deal with a lot of men, especially when in the space you are in. Definitely you deal with a lot of men, not just men, women, and I'm sure you've had to cancel a lot of them, and you wonder, giving you a little, but sometimes I'd like to hear your thoughts.
So I like the choices part of what we talked about and what you also said about the pool.
Yeah.
So it's more like having more options now is even a limiting factor.
Okay.
Because just like the candy shop, the more options you have, like the less it's easier for you to be able to make a choice.
Okay.
So, but the challenge is that even in this pool, you would think that you should now have more good choices. So it's like as the choices are increasing, it's speaking like what you can choose from is less and less. So the results of it, the guys I've talked with, counseled with, their challenge mostly is no one is meeting my standard.
Okay.
And there's one I have to be on this neck and say you have to choose one. Because guy, time is going. And like there's also this side I used to see say you cannot have the perfect person because you are not perfect. And my own school of thought and my view is that there's still something in your life that person coming into the space that you are in will help to make better one way or another. If you don't need somebody to make you better in a way, you probably don't need to get married from spiritual perspective. So you can't do for 100%, you are not 100%.
Okay.
And you're hardly going to find 100%.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we're going to get into a bit of deep dive because those responses are very, 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 very valid. And I think I would show a bit of, there's somebody said something to, I'll throw a bit of maybe real stuff and see, let's try to pick your brain or your thoughts on some of that. Somebody once said that a lady was telling me and a guy that she thinks, and I think to a large extent I kind of agree with that she feels that maybe the reason why some men, especially when it comes to relationship that leads to marriage, is that the reason why they are struggling to commit is that, or not struggling, they don't even want to commit, is that why buy the cow when you have the milk for free? So especially for those in sexual relationship. So if I'm ready, we are dating, we are having sex, we are having everything, you probably cook for me, I do all the things I need to do, and that's why maybe that also led to the prevalence of the baby mama. I just think, okay, I have a guy, because I know somebody who for about his 40s who is not married, and I know why, because he had a son when he was much younger, so he's okay, what else do I need? I have the son, I have a child already, I have a good job, I don't need, he probably will have one or two girls that it does stuff with. So what else do I do need the marriage? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Do you think that is significant, or maybe there are even other stuff that maybe impacting why men maybe not necessarily afraid, not even for like in this case, I don't think he's even afraid. He's not, he doesn't see the reason why he should anyway. So you might like to hear your own thoughts, maybe that or maybe something else.
Let me say what I want to say. I know I'm going to be dragged.
Please go ahead.
But let me just say to my full chest.
Yes. You're a worry boy now.
Part of the blame would go to the woman. This is not a blame game, right? This is not a blame game, but part of the blame will go to a woman. Okay. And if a woman makes herself so cheap to the point that she gives him everything on a platter. A sensible man who is not guided by principles or anything to gravitate towards, okay, because of that, I will do this. He's going to, like, really, what's in it for me? She's giving me everything I want. I'm giving her everything she wants. At least I'm not committed. Nobody's going to share anything with me. So what's the point? So I'm thinking about if it were to be my daughter, the dynamics is going to be different. I would not allow my daughter as a man to give herself freely. Like it can't even happen.
Yeah.
And I'm almost challenged to ask, where are the fathers?
Traditional.
Where are the fathers? I remember you mentioned
that they are adults, they are grown, especially if they are living in another world, maybe far away from you, and they are doing their stuff.
so.
That's the world we are living in.
I think it's even more scarier because now that we are pushing the boundaries and the limits to people can walk and live anywhere.
Yeah.
How much influence do their fathers have over their daughters or the man figure? So I wouldn't want to limit it to maybe biological fathers, spiritual fathers. Are women bringing themselves under authority to bounce certain life? Because you cannot be talking to a woman to understand who a man is.
Okay.
You talk to a man, but now they feel that they have become an authority by their own selves and can do anything they want, and they make this kind of mistakes. So I think they are part of the problem that is giving these men, that there's no need for commitment when I can have everything on the platter.
Fantastic.
My thoughts.
Alex.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna layer on that.
Okay.
And it just takes us back to the question: what do women bring to the table? In my opinion, I feel like for commitment, if all you're offering is something that can be paid for, then there is really not much value that you have to bring. If all you're doing is I can cook, I can wash, I can pay a cleaner, I can pay a chef. I mean, before I enter a relationship, I'm sustaining myself.
Yeah.
And if that's all you want to leverage, it might be difficult for me to want to commit with you, especially several of these young men who I think are very attractive to young ladies are people who are driven, people who are ambitious. I mean, that's the kind of men that women want. But then this kind of men needs to make certain sacrifices. They need there are certain needs. The kind of motivation they need is not baby I love you. You have to have stuff. And if you do not operate at that level, it is difficult to feel like, do I want to spend the rest of my life with you? So you meet someone and then the goal or the end vision of their life is to end in marriage. Like, can this person sustain me? Or you meet someone and then you're trying to test for how they think about life and all of their values and all of their ambitions, and it's just not up there. And you're waiting for them to bring it up, and it's just not happening. And not everybody is wired to change the world, but there's some degree of fire that you need to have to be able to run with someone who is a burning man.
Okay. Chibox.
Wow. PK said something that I want us to go back to later about somebody meeting people's standards, somebody saying they don't. So maybe we should not lose that thing.
So that you don't lose that. No, say it before you answer this.
No, we'll get back to it.
Okay.
I was just going to address that, but I thought just go in this flow first. I mean, for me, I have what I think men are, or how men are wired. Men are wired to chase.
Okay.
And once you conquer, it almost is no more interesting to. So I tell women, do you want the man to chase you to the altar or chase you to the bedroom? So it's really the choice of the woman. You have a choice. It's good for the women to know how men are wired. If you take the chase out of it, it becomes boring. Do you understand? So for me, that is it. And I would also let women know that, see, don't be a low-hanging fruit. Do you understand?
Facts.
Don't be a low-hanging fruit. Don't just be easy. Don't be easy, like
easy
I said. Then from what Fikadex said, at the end of the day, what do you bring to the table? And I'm not talking money here. I know a lot of men want support, but for me, it's beyond that. A woman is called a helpmate. Can you not bring sex to the table and just help the man discover even himself? You understand? And that will stand you out of that pool that we, choose from. So
still staying on you, because I don't want to lose that track. I don't think it will allow me. Can you the point we have to make?
Okay, as regards
make it now.
Meeting standard. PK said something about people he had counseled. Of course, as a pastor over the years, he knows what he's talking about. People say, "Oh, this person is not my standard. This person is not my standard." I am trying to get these people to narrow it down. So I feel the advice would be for every man to know that things that are deal breakers and there are things that can be worked on.
Yeah.
Very well.
So I feel like that is where this confusion can come. You feel, oh, this one does not have this. I'm looking out for this. I'm looking out for that. You can actually separate those things into deal breakers and things that you can work on.
Yeah.
Oh, this person does not speak well. Can it be worked on?
Is she teachable?
Is it teachable? Yeah.
Okay, she cannot cook. Are there alternatives? I mean, I plan to hire a male chef. It's one of my dreams.
Jonathan.
He's going to get it. I'm going to get the chef.
So there are things that are deal breakers.
Oh, even though my wife can cook well, but I just want to stress her. She has worked so much in her life.
So I feel like men should narrow down to the things that are deal breakers.
Yeah.
Oh, she has always had a problem with committing to one man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a deal breaker.
It's difficult to teach.
Do you understand? You can't teach that. You understand? So, but
Submitting.
or submitting.
If you are the type.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
she's rascally. If she's upset, she breaks everything.
Or she drinks. She's alcoholic. Called alcoholic.
Some people don't even have a problem with drinking. If you drink responsibly, if you drink responsibly, you take a glass or two of wine.
She's order and was shopaholic. They say we just compulsive shopping.
Yeah,
So
and
you have to be ready for her financially.
exactly. So deal breakers, it's important to draw that line.
So they should know their deal breakers.
Yes, they should know that deal breakers.
And the other things that are not
That-
deal breakers,
that
you
can be
can
worked
just
on.
excuse them.
Exactly.
and not-
If not, you will never have anybody to
like,
get married.
like I tell people, I said I have, when it comes to relationship, I have what I call the non-negotiables and the negotiables.
Exactly.
So something are not essential. They're not going to be the reason why the whole world is going to break. But there are some that about if you don't deal with it, it's not gross. So back to PK.
Yeah, interesting. So you mentioned about the issue of readiness financially. It's a big deal in Nigeria, for example. And so in the eastern part, there are some guys I've spoken to and they're challenged. I've asked them, guy, what's going on? The guy is, man, I need to have money. If I want to say I have to buy a Range Rover Vogue, like before he gets married, before he gets married, and that's a standard, so he has to have money because, and having that money also for many of them, I could read in between the lines, they want to have maximum dominion over the woman.
That's another angle.
But in this age and time, I'm sure we'll have an episode that we're going to handle this issue because things have evolved and are evolving. You can't press women down now because we have money because they are having money. And they will have more money.
So, guys, thank you very much. Before we continue, I would like to encourage you. Please drop your comments. We'd like to hear from you. First of all, I'd like to appreciate those from the last episode who shared their comment. Also, we appreciate that. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you have not. If you're just passing through this channel, I would like to hear your tone. And I'd like to throw this to us also. Talking about commitment. What defines commitment? Because sometimes when you hear commitment, what will think of is, once the guy say I'll marry you, that's commitment. What, in your own opinion, is actually you consider as commitment in a relationship? You want to take it start first? You might want to go?
Okay, great. So
because our viewers will be wondering, this commitment, what is commitment?
Commitment for me is, if you take driving for instance, there are certain places in Lagos, like most Abuja roads and all that, don't have that center barricade. But you can hardly find a major express in Lagos that don't have that middle barricade. And you don't turn until you get to a U-turn. You stay on. So I want to say commitment is, you have identified what works for you. Stay there and follow through with the goal to the end. Right? I don't believe in dating for dating's sake. Right? Date with a purpose. Have a goal. You shouldn't be with anybody that do not have clearly defined goals. What is this relationship for? If it's for play, let's know that we are playing. If it's for book, let's know. If it's for marriage, then it means that we have both. Because sometimes the men think that commitment is all about them. But the woman she's also scared. She's also scared. She's saying that, okay, I trust you enough to lead me. You are the one driving. She said, I trust you enough to lead me, but you don't trust me enough to be the passenger. But I'm the one holding the steering. Who's supposed to be going, taking the other person to the destination? So it's I can't fathom it because I'm the one driving, I'm the one with the steering, and I'm afraid that somebody that is not with the wheels will take me to a destination I don't want to go. It's
I'll come back to figure it out. Let's hear what's commitment to you? What do you consider, commitment?
So I mean, the of course I used to be a bad boy.
Okay.
So I know how we used to tell the ladies, let's go with the flow.
Yes. Let's
just say I go.
Get there.
Yeah, I mean well for you, but we have this manipulative way of just not committing, but still wanting to get the benefits of companionship and all that.
Yeah.
So I think women should pick that out. Pick it out. So if a guy is trying to be a player, you be the coach.
I like that.
You get. So I mean, women want assurance. So for me, commitment I wrote here is exclusive responsibility towards a particular person.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I
like that.
So you are saying I could choose from different people, but I have decided to stay with you. And along the lines of whatever we agree this relationship will be towards marriage or that kind of thing. So that's what
like a comedian said. He said there is like a commitment in marriage is like having DSTV subscription. You can see many channels, but you can only watch one. So ensure that you're watching that. Choose if it's Super Sport, you want to not advert for Super Sport.
Except you have
extra view.
I don't have extra view. What's commitment?
We don't have any other thing to add to this
conversation. Okay.
Anytime you're making a choice, factor in the opportunity cost.
Okay.
You have to know with every choice you're making, there is another alternative. So don't enter your marriage and start regretting. So commitment is that you have looked at this person, it may not be perfect, but you are saying, I can live with this. Like we said, non-essentials, essentials, and you've made up your mind, zero it in. To say you won't find somebody else more beautiful is a lie. All right, if that was your motivation. So factor in, there's always alternative choice you could have made, and it exists. But right now you have made this, you stay in it. So I'll define commitment as loyalty. Okay, I'll stay with you, I'll be true to you. And it's my choice, and I'll live with it.
Okay, we're running over very soon. Please remember to drop your comment. I'll take, before your final thought, I want you to give, if you have a guy in front of you now who is struggling with commitment, what would you say to him? If you have a guy that is struggling with being in a committed relationship or being taking that relationship quote unquote to the next level that becomes what we expect based on the commitment we're talking about definition, what will you say to him?
Okay, first, right, the worry part of me will say, guy, all die now die.
Okay, I like that.
First, right, because trust me, like look at people around. There are people who have done well, there are people who have not done well. So don't think that yours would not go well. Okay. Right. And trust your instinct. Trust what is drawing you to the person. You can't get 100%. So once you know that you can't get 100%, that should give you a level of comfort. Or do you think that because I'm enjoying my marriage that I didn't have storms? You would have storms. There will be times where you would, but it can't be that bad, especially when you surround yourself with the right environment that can counsel you and help you. But it's not that bad. Chest arm.
Okay. Correct. Vicadex.
Right. So I'm just gonna say, I'll just paraphrase a quote I have in my head is that be pretty sure about your destination.
Okay.
And then when you set it, even if you walk through hell, keep going. So I would say, understanding that there is no perfect person, and just be very, very sure. And once you're sure that this is it, when the opportunity comes, you understand that I've made this choice. This could be. One of the things I say to myself is, this is the best life I could ever have lived.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that I could have made better decisions, but I don't think there is any other variation of my life that could be better than this.
Okay.
And I think one thing we have to comfort ourselves is the fact that we believe in God, and God has the ability to, straighten the crooked parts and make this thing somewhat easy. And even if it's not easy, we still have belief in God that you have led me through this decision. You'll be there for me through it all.
Fantastic. Michael?
Funny that I have another worry proverb.
Okay.
They say firewood no good, but we must make fire to cook. So no matter how difficult it is saying, I'm trying to pick out, at the end of the day, family is the best thing you can have.
Okay.
So for me, I would say pick someone of shared core values.
Okay.
And surround yourself with people with sense that have gone ahead of you, that have made the same choice.
Okay.
Surround yourself with people like that, and it will just help you make the right choice.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So if I'm going to talk to that kind of a guy sitting in front of me, my question would be why? I like all these very wonderful counsel, and they are just valid. And if I don't have anything to add to them, that's just it. Victor said it well, and the word is grace. You will find grace. No matter, because everybody, you will have one thing or the other you need to cope with, manage, agree with, or bear. That happens in marriages, just like he has said. But I would like to know why you are not committing. If I can understand your specific reason, then we can know what to do about it.
Fantastic. For my hand, I think it's very important that that, like they said, no one is perfect, including yourself. So I believe so much in the 80-20 principle. It's for you in wherever you want to commit with. If that person has the 80 you are looking in that you cannot do without, the 20 that seems like a big deal that you think the person have, that's the reason why you're not committing. Maybe, and you might see it in somebody else, but if going for that somebody else might make you lose the 80
Absolutely.
you had before. So it's very important to know what are those 80 that you need in your life. The 20 you can always work on that and improve that. Your final word, 30 seconds. What's the final word as you close?
My final word concerning commitment is God is there to work with you.
Okay.
Right? Even if you have to do it afraid. Sometimes people they are trying to look at the other person to make the decision. I will not make a decision I'll make a decision based on myself.
Yeah.
How do I choose a woman? I'm not looking at the woman's character. I'm looking at my character.
Correct.
What is compatible with me? So once I understand myself, my choice, what I don't want, it helps me make the commitment. And I just trust God, trust my instincts, and go for it.
Chibox, your final word?
Somebody once said that the presidents don't make decisions between good and bad. They actually make decisions between bad and worse, because it's easy to differentiate between good and bad.
Yeah, I like that.
So I would always say the company of the wise will be wise. The company of the foolish will be destroyed. So just keep surrounding yourself with wise people, and you just make it through with every other problem that you want to solve.
Wow, fantastic. Victor, your final word?
Number one, there will always be opportunity costs.
I like that.
Number two, just because you have all the things you think you need to have does not mean you are the catch. That's some sort of arrogance. And lastly, your perception of what a good woman is might need some editing, some change. Because one of the shocking thing for me was to grow up and realize that not all women are like my mother. Not half as driven or as disciplined. You might have to, it's not necessarily settling for less. It's understanding reality and being wise.
PK, your final word?
Yeah, so perfection is not always realistic, like perfect. So make room for the plan of God for your life. What is it that God wants for your life? What direction? If you're a God person, and I hope you are a God person, you need to be able to know, is this where God is leading me? Then He will be there.
From my hand, thank you very much, everyone. Life is a dash between two dates. So you're on a journey. And one of those important junction in that journey is who you make that commitment with, because you're going to, the person defines the other part of your journey to the end, at least like this. Like we say in this part, we say to dare do us part. So it's very important for you to make the right step, but very importantly, know that you are a work in progress. The person is a work in progress, and ensure that you are to themselves and to each other, be true, and make the right decision. Thank you very much, everyone. We're glad for you to have joined us to watch this episode. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and please watch out for the next episode. Turn on the notification bell so that when we drop new episodes, you'll probably be one of the first set of people to get it. Thank you very much. It's been nice. Vikadex, thank you for coming. Yomski, thank you.
Thanks.
Chivox, and of course, my co-host PK.
Thank
and
you.
for me, Seth,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much for joining. See you next time.
Please remember to join us, The Guys Connect, on YouTube and also on Instagram. Thank you very much. We look forward to hearing from you. Like, share, subscribe, and please turn on your notifications as new episode drops so that you can be one of the first people to get them. Thank you very much. See you next time.